Hey, Todd Burrier from toddburrier.com. I think a lot of people believe they'd like to be rich. And I'm convinced after working and serving thousands of people, I coach a lot of people. I've worked with a lot of people in my 30-year career, 30 plus years if you count my banking days. And, what's really clear to me is that is a very confusing thing for people because they limit that definition. I'm going to share with you what I believe and what certainly has been for me and many of the people I mentor to be the keys to a rich life. A rich life is what matters. And if you think about this, there's a lot of rich people financially who are miserable. Is their life rich? No, their life sucks. That's just a fact. They got plenty of money, but so what? Who cares? Money is nothing. It's a means of exchange, right? It's a means of getting things, right? It's really not about the day-to-day moments in life. A rich life is much deeper than that. And it can include financial stuff, all right? So I'm a fan of having abundance in financial resources. I've been completely broke before and bankrupt, and that wasn't any fun. But I've also had periods in my life where I had a lot of money, and that wasn't any fun. So there's more to it. And, so I live in a certain way that I teach in all my seminars, whether I teach it to leadership groups in corporations, whether I teach it in network marketing or home business, or whether I'm teaching it as part of my mentoring when I'm doing coaching with people, which I coach people in, everywhere from CEOs to management to people in the home business space. I do individual coaching. And this concept is a platform concept that has helped more people live a better life than anything I've ever seen, right? Than any other sales skill and anything. And that is because once you get the keys to a rich life, wow, it's a game changer. It's actually a game changer. And many people, including you, are a lot richer than you even think. Because if you stop to think about how valuable you are as a human being, like what would you give for your hand? How much money could someone give you for your hand? Could they give you $1 million for your hand? Probably not, right? So your hand is worth, it's priceless, right? You wouldn't give it up. You wouldn't even give up a finger, right? There's things, like I wouldn't take $1 million for my dog. Why? Because I love my dog. Why would I do that? And $1 million can't buy love. So love is priceless, right? This is just a couple of little nuggets for you, but you already live a rich life if you understand the value of it. So here are the 4 key things to a rich life as I see. Number 1 is health, right? And health, if you don't have your health, whether it's physical, and you can put them all together, physical, emotional, spiritual, intellectual, right? If you're not healthy in those areas, your life is going to be hard. It's going to be, and life is already full of struggles and challenges, right? That's part of a life well lived. But it's going to be so much harder than you want it to be, and it's not going to be any fun. You're not going to be able to do the things you care about. You're not going to be able to invest yourself in the things you care about. You're going to be so limited, right? It's the number 1 limiter for people, besides what goes on in their head. The first one is health. You've got to take care of your health, right? That's something I help people do too, because I got that. I got that at a young age when I watched my father die of cancer. I got that even a little bit later when I watched my brother die at a very young age. I've seen countless people who ruined their life because they didn't take care of their health. Some had a lot of money, but would have given it all back. Some didn't accomplish that either. And so they couldn't even address it in some of the other ways that were potentials for them because they neglected something that was a fundamental key to a rich life, your health. Number 2, it's your relationships. And I do it 1, 2 in that capacity because relationships, love require time, attention, investment of self in another person, selflessness. You can't do any of that if you don't feel good. You have to be feeling good to do that right. And so it does have to come first. You got to take care of the temple, so to speak, before you can take care of others. Sort of like when they tell you on an airplane, if the oxygen mask drops down, make sure you put yours on first before you put one on the little person next to you, right? Because if you don't take care of you, you can't take care of them. And so that's the connection. And let's face it, if you've got rich relationships, That's what life is all about. I mean, that's what it's all about. You're not going to take a single thing with you when you leave this planet, right? Except maybe you made a difference in people's lives, and maybe you left an impact that was lasting on another person. And did you love, right? Did you love? And that's where richness comes in, you know? So love and relationships, that's the second key. And so many people blow that up in the pursuit of riches financially, and they just don't get it. They don't understand why they keep making more and more money, and they still don't feel right. They still don't feel good. They still feel empty. And I'm not speaking for every single person that walks the planet. For some people, that is the only thing that fills them up. More power to them, but that's not the norm, right? That's not the normal human experience. And then the third thing, ironically, fits into the money category, and that's a heart pursuit, right? You are here to do something, right? You're here. You're not here aimlessly, and you have been blessed uniquely, right? There isn't another human being exactly like you, sort of like a snowflake, which really blows my mind, and how no single snowflake is like another one. But the same with no human being. You have your own DNA. That's why they can find people based on DNA, because everybody is that unique. And that means that at the same time, there are things that you are wired and designed to be doing to make your contribution, to really make your impact, to really help your own life. That's what it's for. And, you know, the things that you're drawn to, the things that feel good for you when you do them, those are things that are heart-based, right? Your head is what gets in the way. Your heart is rarely wrong. It's just rarely wrong. And so in order to live congruently, you've got to go after what's in your heart to do. That's where richness comes. And you know, that it's not just a cliche, do what you love and the money will follow. If it's something that's oriented towards money, you know, where you can receive income because you're providing value based on something that's a heart pursuit, you'll make plenty of money because your heart is congruent with what you're designed to do. You might not know how to do it yet, which is okay. That's part of learning. But it won't be that hard for you to learn because it will be heart-based. So it's one of the things I love about the home business space is it provides an avenue for someone to grow an income that allows them then to pursue their heart's desire, unless they've got a way to do that already, right? You know, like I built my business and created a residual income stream, and then I could invest in writing books and teaching and creating things that help others and coaching people, and right, because that's the thing, that's where my heart is, right? And so that's the beauty of it, right? So if you're in your heart pursuit, it's one of those things where you can spend hours doing it, you don't even notice it, right? I mean, I can coach people all day long, and the time just goes, it's gone, right? And it fills you up. And so that's what your heart does. Your heart-based pursuits do. It fills you up just to be active in it, right? And you're successful just pursuing it. And then the fourth thing is serving and contributing, right? There's a reason that when you give and serve, it turns on the same chemicals in your brain that sex and chocolate does, right? Because you're supposed to be doing that. It feels good, right? Serving and contributing, you are absolutely here to make a contribution. I know that, you know, we all get hung up in I got to make money, I got to do this. We get hung up in what we need and sometimes forget that the path to filling us up and getting what we need is helping others. I mean, that's what every successful business on the planet does. Sustainable, not fast stuff that's hypey and takes from people. Things that are sustainable bring true value to people and make a difference for them. Help them solve problems, right? Help them accomplish things, right? That's part of it. So whatever that is, serving and contributing in some way is part of a rich life. So those four things, if you are consistent in those four things, your life will be richer than anybody who's got mega millions. Just telling you. And by the way, you still could make mega millions if that was part of your path. But you'll find that you don't need it. You don't need it. But, you know, you'll have plenty. You'll have plenty. Matter of fact, you'll feel totally fulfilled and totally abundant. So I hope this message was beneficial and helpful for you, and that I encourage you to share it with someone else who might need it. who maybe has gotten a little off track or who has kind of lost their way. Because I know this is to be truth. This is truth. I've lived it for a long time. I've helped others live it, and it's always works out the same way. People's lives get better. So, thank you very much for being here. If you are operating in the home business space, make sure you go to toddberry.com and get the 27 scripts, which will really help you. And at the same time, look around. You'll get an email from me every 2-3 days. I don't bombard your email, and I don't, pitch you something new all the time. I just try to provide value to help you do better. All right. So thanks for being here. See you next time.